Hey friends, I don't know how much of today's event I'm going to be able to broadcast. I'll let you see the beginning. Later on, it might be appropriate for me to keep shooting but have the sound turned off, so forgive me if you come in later and there's no sound. But let's get started. I've got a photograph right here of the skyline of Raleigh. That's my jumping off point, of course. I'm not really copying it, but using it as a starting point. I'm in the mood for some warm stuff because I think the painting is going to be generally cool. So I'm starting off with my... Woo! See, there we go. I'm not sure everything that is happening tonight ought to be broadcast. So I've got to be aware of that as well. So forgive me if I turn off the sound in a few minutes. I'll use my best judgment. What are you doing here?
We were walking by.
Are you serious?
Sorry, yeah,
Good to see you. Oh, how fun. You just saw me in here?
Yeah.
How fun. Good to see you both. I haven't seen you since you've been married. Congratulations. Only 2-3 years late. How long have you been married? So good to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
We just came from Robert Funeral's viewing.
Robert King? Oh, no. I didn't know that. How did I miss that? Oh.
So sorry to...
Thank you. No, thank you. Well, better from a friend than random. Oh, that hurts, doesn't it?
Good to see you.
Great to see you, Ryan. See ya. That was fun. I mean, that was not fun to find out that my dear friend Robert King passed away. Oh my, that's a blow. But that was fun to see Ryan. Whew, okay. Wow, you just never know what's going to happen, do you? Okay, I'm going to go straight. I don't even know if these brushes are workable. Yeah, barely. My poor long brushes, they are severely abused, I promise, so often. Okay, let's get some real quick drawing going on here. I've done the skyline of Raleigh, of course, somewhere between 50 and 75 times, I would guess. But good news, I've never done it from this angle. So that's kind of fun. I know exactly where the photographer was standing when he took this picture. And by the way, yeah, I would be violating copyright. I did not get permission to paint this photograph. Were it not for the fact that I'm going to do it, nobody, including the photographer, would recognize his work in this. So, and as soon as the painting is finished, I'll be destroying this little print in front of me. So, I think I'm all right. So, skyline of Raleigh from a different angle. It makes me think I need to go find this angle and set up my easel and paint it. And I'm on a very tight schedule tonight. I've got about 2 hours, I think, to finish this painting, 30 by 40 inch painting. That's ridiculous, in case you wondered. Yes, that's ridiculous. And so I can't do anything like take a break. I can't do something like take a break and wait for it to dry. Does that make sense? So I just... See, making adjustments already. Did you see that right there? I drew the peak of the building there and then decided, no, that's too high. So I just move it down and don't ever come back and like try to erase or fix that. Of course, I say don't ever, but every rule can be broken if you just know when to break it. That building looks like I'm kind of agreeing that that's where it goes. That's kind of unusual, not moving it very far. Oh yeah, this goes over here. You know, your brain, by the way, your mind, the human mind can, I think, oh, I know there's some savants out there that do incredible things, you know, take a helicopter ride over New York City and so on and so on and so forth. But you can ask me, would I like to be a savant? And the answer is no. No, I would not. I mean, it's amazing what they can do, but no, thank you very much. I'll retain my sort of, you know, ability to relate to human beings. Anyway, my point is that the human brain can only take in so much information at a time. As an artist, and my brain is truly working almost, you could say, working overtime right now, trying to absorb and translate as much information as possible. And that is to say, too, that you can't get it all right. And I'm saying all this to relieve some of you of the feelings of inadequacy and pressure on yourself, because you feel like, oh man, you might say something like, well, Dan Nelson can draw it all right the first time, and that is ridiculous. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. I like it when people think I'm drawing it right the first time. You know, it's kind of flattering, gives them confidence in my work, but it is not true. Absolutely is not true. I'm making adjustments all the time. The big difference is I'm not all upset. I don't kick myself. I'm not irritated. I'm not cussing out myself when I discover I've made a quote-unquote mistake. Mistakes are just part of the ball game. I guess in that regard, art is sort of like baseball. No runs, no hits, one error. You know, errors are a part of the game of baseball. Ironically, you go to a symphony concert and the errors are not supposed to be a part of the game. You're not supposed to have any errors at a symphony concert. So there are different areas in the world where, you know, different realms of activity. Well, art is an area where, are you kidding? Errors are part of the business. So anyway, I'm trying to encourage you from disparaging yourself anytime that you make a quote-unquote mistake. Man, that's the name of the game. Of course, we all make mistakes. Got it? Okay, enough said. Too much said, my friends say. And by the way, I'm so sorry. If you're making comments tonight, your camera, my screen is exactly behind me, so I'll only see your comments. That's terrible. Your chats. I mean, if you want to say something to me, then do leave a comment at the end, and I'll see that, but I can't see your chats. I hate to say. Do you like my outfit, though? Huh? Red tie, red vest? Red apron? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Since I can't wait for that to dry, but it is still wet. I've got damp brushes. I'm going to spread out all the puddles of color so that they dry more quickly. Does that make sense? And it only works if you do it with gusto. You can't go in here and go scrubby. That'll look awful. But if you take energetic strokes and go through it, it'll look good. Okay, and I know exactly where I want to go next. I'm going to come in here with a nice big, music. I hear a saxophone, I hear a guitar. Whew, I'm spraying paint all over myself. I'm not kidding. When I did that, I could feel droplets fall, so that means I got blue all over my white shirt. I can only wear white shirts so many times when I'm painting, and then it gets cut up into rags or sent to the trash. I can only cover up the with whiteout. I can only cover up but so many times. Okay, and now that I did that blue, I'm going to come back in here and re-accentuate actually some of that early yellow and red stuff that I did early on. The event that I'm painting for tonight is a foundation, a charitable organization that helps, and this is my language, not theirs, okay? That helps very wealthy people give their money away to worthy causes carefully. Okay, that's my language. That's as I understand it. So it's a really good cause. And I don't want to be crude, but I'm assuming almost everybody here tonight's going to be kind of rich. So you're not supposed to say that, of course, but I'm just talking to you, my friend, so it's okay. Now, I've got a hunch. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now I've got a canvas just chock full of dripping wet stuff. I'm going to come in here and do some lifting out. Again, quite unusual in acrylics. You don't usually lift out, but I think I can get away with it here.
Let's all start signing right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Sign. Just like one in there. Stop for a second. Freeze. Freeze. Bring it off. Freeze. Look at the check. You're still signing. You get a good picture, Will? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, keep signing. Then go back and sign again. Now put your pen back up there like you're signing.
Okay, interesting, eh? And again, as long as the strokes are good-looking marks, you can get away with almost anything. As long as the marks are attractive. I'm really liking this, actually. I've never started a painting quite this way. Wow. I really like that. I'm done. I should sign it. I'm kidding, of course. But I am going to get some long-handled brushes and do some more drawing. Welcome to 10 of you that are watching. I appreciate it. Now, let's do some drawing. So this will be my third drawing. So in theory, of course, it should be my third most accurate, that is the first most accurate, third drawing, the most accurate drawing so far. Does that make sense?
There we go. Do you want to move a scooch to this way?
A scooch? Smidge. I like scooch. I'm going to use that with my bride. Maybe let's scooch.
That's perfect.
I just got into it.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Kind of fun.
Perfect. All right, you guys got it. Name tag.
Well, look at it. It's awful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, drawing is slowing down considerably, right? With each layer, it gets a little bit more fussy. Now, let's add some ultramarine blue to that purple, so there's a
Look at that
color.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Did you start with pencil?
No, actually, the pencil was added after the fact.
Wow.
And I'll be adding more pencil later. It's really there just mainly for texture and to add some lininess.
Very nice.
I started out with these big orange swooshes.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of psychedelic.
Are you guys playing tonight? Is that who I hear playing?
No.
That wasn't you? Who was that?
Upstairs.
Oh, it's
My
okay
band,
then.
we run everybody out of here.
Is it the wrong audience for you, saying?
Yeah.
Or you don't have a band?
No, I have a band.
Okay.
It's too loud.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's crossing over there playing here.
nice music. There are a few building shapes downtown Raleigh that of course, the tall buildings everybody recognizes, but even a few of the lower buildings, this one in particular, Convention Center, very, very distinctive shapes, and so I go to some pains to get those correct because the residents of our fair city will recognize those buildings and recognize somewhat if they're not the right shape. So, a little bit of portrait work has to be done here tonight. The photograph I'm working from, by the way, was taken just a few weeks ago, a week and a half ago, during our 8 inches of snow, which is kind of exciting. All the artists, of course, the photographers and artists get excited when it snows and go out and take a bunch of pictures because it's so beautiful. And then we don't complain too much when 3 days later, last Sunday, it gets up to 60 degrees. That's not bad, not bad. We get the beauty of a beautiful, pristine, idyllic snowfall, and then a few days later it's 60 degrees. Not bad. I grew up in Michigan, mostly up north, where we got a lot of snow, and I still like snow. But I usually admit to people, what I don't miss is snow in April and May. Well, March even. And of course, you just get so sick of it by then, and it keeps coming. I remember one year my wife and I, when we were early married, lived in Minnesota, and we got on Income Tax Day, April 15th, we got 18 inches of snow on April 15th. Not for the faint of heart, that Minnesota stuff. Okay, I'm going to do the same trick again. Okay, now I'm ready for some white, a layer of white. And the good news is I've drawn it 3 times already, so I'm moderately comfortable that my drawing is moderately accurate. Is that the right way to say that? Moderately comfortable that it's moderately accurate. So far, thank you for your company. And I may or may not be able to keep you as the event gets rolling along, but I'll do my best. So the photograph I'm working from is actually a nighttime scene, and I am very curious. I should be firmly in my mind already how much nighttiminess I'm going to retain in my painting. Do you like that term, nighttiminess? I think anyway, no. Yes, it is. I'm making up my mind right now. This is definitely going to be a nighttime scene. Or twilight, anyway. Did I tell you guys I'm starting to learn to play the tenor sax? Of course I haven't told you that. I don't talk to you guys about music at all, hardly. You've heard me say a couple times that I'm a musician. That's about all I said. Anyway, okay, so trumpet is my main, trumpet, flugelhorn, my main instruments, and I still work on those fairly hard. Then I play a smattering of other things. Guitar, flutes, whistles, blues harp, so on. Well, I discovered that I already know the fingering because of flute, and it turns out the musculature that you use to play a trumpet is almost identical to the musculature used to play a saxophone. So I'm finding it delightfully easy, not to master it, but to create a socially acceptable sound. Someday you'll hear me play all of these things, some of these things. Most of the time, I'm trying not to confuse people. Yeah, I'm Dan Nelson. I'm an artist. I don't want them tuning in and say, wait, I thought he was an artist. Why is he playing music? So I'm being real cautious about springing new stuff on you. But it'll probably happen one day. I'm a practicing musician. Those of you who are musicians, you know exactly what I mean by that. So I am literally a practicing musician. Especially any of you who play brass, you especially. Hey, every once in a while, like on my, you probably, some of you know that my most popular video by far, my most popular YouTube is pen and ink crosshatching. That's how some of you found me, was because of that video. I've got over almost 2.5 million views, and it's a close-up of my hands a lot. I just got a comment the other day. Some smart aleck, trollish person left a comment and said, "Those fingernails are gross." He's talking about those. You can't see him. I knew immediately that the person who said that was not very talented. Partly because he had nothing better to do than troll people on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. But I did tell him that I was a fairly serious guitar player. I mean, real short fingernails here, real kind of long here. In fact, if you're a flamenco, this one is very long. If you're a flamenco player, and I'm not a flamenco player, but I play sometimes in a flamenco-ish style using this pinky, so that's a little longer. So yeah, there's a price to pay for good art sometimes. You have to be prepared for when people say, "Your fingernails are gross." But I'm rambling on. I'm sure many people have hung up on me, have given up on this broadcast because they're going, "This idiot, he's talking about all kinds of stuff." True. I have no defense. Watch me only if you want me to watch me talk about it. Usually I talk about art, don't I? One of you regulars say, "Yeah, usually he talks about art." And okay, let's just a little bit more white down here in the foreground to represent this road that goes into town. I kind of like those streaks. I think I might do just a couple more on purpose. Once again, I spray myself with white paint this time. Maybe the white paint will land exactly where the blue paint landed a little while ago on my white shirt. I'll be all good as new. What are the odds of that, do you think? Yeah, 0. Okay, what'll I do next? Huh? I've got an hour and 45 minutes to go, and I'm nearly finished. I'm facetious. I mean, I could go straight to oil already. No, not gonna. Do another drawing in with brushes, getting a little bit tighter. Oh, there's a dead brush, what I hate. Nice, expensive silver brush, hard as a nail. So that'll go home and get revived, but they're never quite the same. Even though you soak them in that stuff, it softens them. Soak it for a week, and they soften up, but they're never quite the same. That's too bad. Okay, let's do some drawing. Ultramarine. Just looking for more detail everywhere. But being very careful not to violate the magic of abstraction. Don't let the realism of the drawing eclipse the beauty of abstraction. Abstraction must come first. So it's a real delicate trick. By the way, several times tonight so far you've seen me scratch or do something really crazy, either with a brush handle or a brush or something, or pencil. I did it several times. Again, I say this often, I hope it's not too often, that in the underpainting stage, underpainting phase of a painting, it's actually not only okay for details to be kind of messy, if I can say it that way, it's actually advantageous or beneficial like that for the details to be slightly off. That sets up the perfect balance for when you come back with the finished layer. When you clean things up and correct things, you're putting correct marks on top of slightly incorrect ones, and the vibration that happens because of that is a very pleasant effect. Whereas if all of the underpainting was accurate, you would not get that vibration. You'd get a stiff painting, tight, stultified, there we go. And one thing we do not want, ladies and gentlemen, is a stultified painting. Do I hear a hearty amen? Doing in a little bit of local color here. There's a number of brown buildings here in the heart of our downtown. So I've got some brownish paint on my brushes. Little antenna kind of things on the tops of buildings. There's always little antenna things on the tops of buildings. Again, those marks will look good underneath a more tight finishing layer. Because I'm many layers from finish yet, but some of those marks will show. Thank you very much. Good to see you, Michael. I'm very good. Look forward to hearing you more. That was the sax player. I thought that was him. I recognized his touch. Mike Menges, good sax player.
Put your Billy T on it.
Is anybody still with me? I know I'm not talking much. Some of you are saying, yeah, keep it that way. Again, just trying to get one more, with every layer. I think you understand this, don't you? With each phase of the painting process, with each layer, you get just a little bit more accurate, a little bit more realistic, a little more similitude without losing the magic of abstraction. Of course, I'm here to be watched. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm talking to my friends on YouTube.
Oh, is this being filmed right now?
Well, not broadcast is more like it, yes. But I will turn it on. I mean, they expect people to talk to me, though, so.
I don't want to be in the film, though.
Oh, wait, okay. No, you are not. It stops about here. Even I'm not in the film right now.
Messing up our
Audio too?
Pardon?
Is it audio?
It is. But but please, it won't be. Once the meeting starts, I'll turn off the sound. Once. But everybody watching, they watch me often, and they know that people are going to come and talk to me. So my audience is quite accustomed to this. Do you recognize this scene? Oh, you recognize it because there's a photograph right there. Where are you from?
Raleigh.
Yeah, okay, good.
I love how you're using both hands.
Yeah, that is a little unusual. I'm trying to get other people to do it because I think it's a great idea. Again, all those messy marks work better than neat marks, which is, of course, a great thing because messy marks are a lot faster than neat ones. And when you're in a hurry, I do, and in a little while I'm going to switch to oil, so it'll be an oil painting when I'm finished. Yep. I'm going to try to really quick. This is the most funny. This is the most of the buildings downtown. This is the most difficult one to paint. Always, it seems. No matter what time of day or night, it's the most difficult because the windows are dark checkerboard dots in a mid-tone background, and so there's only a certain number of ways you can render dark shapes and make them look like windows without getting super fastidious. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do. Well,
in case you get a phone call, you talk on the phone.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Pardon me, I'm busy. I'll say. Pardon me, I'm busy. I'll say. Thank you.
I was riding my exercise bicycle this afternoon, and I was fascinated by the person I was watching on the Explorer channel. And he was an artist from Ireland, an Irish guy. And he was doing something very simple, a little flower pot and all. And I'm not an artist, but I was fascinated by, as I am with you, by the way he was doing his thing and you're doing your thing.
Good. Good. Thank you.
Must be my day for art.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Thank you. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is some more white details, and then I think after this I'm going to go straight to oils. Anybody still watching? A few. Bless you. I run into this a lot because I paint. Of course, I paint architecture. I paint cities a lot. It's probably my most common subject matter is cities. And when you're painting architecture, there are a lot of repeated motifs, I call it, repeated shapes. Like in this case, it's the repeated shape of the windows in this building, right? You with me? And one of the important principles I've discovered whenever you have that situation where there are a lot of repeated motifs, repeated marks, you want to be sure to come up with several different techniques, a variety of techniques for rendering that repeated motif. I know. Let's say, for instance, let's get away from a city building. Let's imagine we're painting a porch railing, right? So the spindles on a porch, and if you're looking straight at the porch, there will be, who knows, 60 or 150 spindles repeated over and over and over and over 160 or 150 times, right? To be a good painter, now you can go the way of photorealistic or hyperrealism. That's always an option. It doesn't take, I'm going to be really mean here for a minute, it doesn't take any talent, it just takes a lot of patience. That's a really snarky remark to just get off the subject. But if you're doing real painting, you want to figure out some way, because you don't want to do the same stroke 60 or 150 times. That gets very boring. The human eye does not like to see the same stroke done 60 or 150 times. So you have to come up with different ways to render. In fact, just right there, that's essentially too many dots to do those windows. So I just messed them up a little bit, some of them, so there's more variety in those. Here's one way to do a row of windows, possibly. Oh, see, it's not working. I was hoping I could wipe off in between, but it's not coming off. So I'll just leave that for the next layer. Take care of that later. But it's starting to look like a city at nighttime, isn't it? Yes, it is. Hello. Good to see you. Are you? I think I'm safe. Good to see you, Liz. Good to see you. Thank you. I was hoping you guys would be here tonight. Good.
Doing some good stuff.
Thank you. very careful that my painting goes quite abstract at the bottom part of this canvas. Hey, Jim.
I love you. I never get to see
I know it. When are we going to get together?
I'll do it any time you say.
Okay.
I had y'all on my mind the other day. And I said,
Okay.
Get in touch with
Are you in town most of the time?
Yes.
Okay. I will call you. Ball's in my court, you're saying? I can call you?
It ought to be in both of ours. Your name and number in my phone.
Excellent.
I'm serious. I'm not saying
Absolutely.
this to be blowing smoke up the skirt. I'm
Yay,
telling
thank you. Thank you. Me too, Jim. Try something dangerous. Spattering. Okay, good. One of the big dangers in spattering is it's so much fun. The danger is it's fun, so you do too much of it. So try to keep the brakes on. Don't get carried away. Okay. Okay, tell you what. This has been going on for a long time. Most of you have long since fallen asleep. So I'm going to pause here and come back in a few minutes when I switch to oil. Now I have to remember how to pause it because I'm not on my usual app. Hey, there's some comments. Hey, Jane. Oh, good. I can see comments. That's a good thing. You're right, Jane. I should do the Skyline of Charlotte. Looks like spring already. Yes, I do enjoy watercolors. When I do them, I feel like I'm taking a vacation because it's a nice, great. No, I don't. I do not have my heat gun today. Thanks, Shadow Star. Deborah? Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you for joining me. I have several friends that watch me frequently from the Netherlands. Excellent. Real painters use snarky creatively. Thank you, guys. Wonderful. Okay, now somehow I'm supposed to be able to stop this broadcast. There we go. Okay, bye-bye.